Hey guys, so this is my episode 7 recap, but it's like really late, and I'm sure like everyone else has already said more important things about episode 7 than me, so we're just gonna use this to try to keep it really short. This episode was really emotional for me. I think I've spent like all week thinking about it, and the only reason that like I'm not like literally insane right now is because I had like a week to think about it. Like I knew that it was gonna be the Gemma flashback. Shout out to the person who said it was just gonna be like a full uninterrupted Gemma flashback episode, because they were kind of right. I think we got like an appropriate amount of Gemma flashback, and this episode really made me like fall in love with Gemma. It's like she's my dead wife. Like that's how I feel. Like it's honestly amazing how they had 15 minutes to give us like an entire like to build the entire relationship, and they did so good. Like I've been thinking on this literally all week. I watched so many edits on TikTok. Like I actually can't. Like this is ruining my life. Like let me just tell you that even watching just the recap made me feel literally insane, because I was like, oh, like this is the Gemma centric episode, like I'm not going to handle it, and I really didn't take it well. Okay, we really need to talk about how beautiful Mark Scout was before he got like depressed, because do you guys see that? Like, oh, he's really fine. Like, and I've actually been on that since like day one, but like this is crazy. Like it's crazy what a good haircut can do for you. But I think, dude, their chemistry is literally, they're so adorable together. And like this, I was just like fangirling the entire time. I took like a bunch of like I was losing my freaking mind, bro. This is crazy for me. I thought this was really interesting how this scene kind of paralleled like the reintegration scene with all the like devices and like this syncing up the lines and stuff. Okay, first of all, the fact that Gemma is alive and like conscious is like such a big deal. Like that literally changes everything that I've been saying about like the validity of bringing Gemma back to life and getting to see like her and Mark have like a happy ending. Because at first I was like, well, no, she like died. This show is about Mark like accepting that and then moving on from his grief. But no, like she's actually been alive this whole time, and Lumen has just kidnapped her and stuck her in the basement. Like, okay, why? I'm still thinking about why, but I also think that like that really drastically changed like my understanding of this like plotline, and now I'm just really rooting for them to get back together, like for her to come back home, because like she's been down there for like 2 years straight of, I'm assuming, just testing. Like she is a shell of the person that we see in the flashback episodes, in the same way that Mark is almost, but like actually kind of even worse, because I don't even like, oh my god, like free her, what the hell. Anyways, they ask her if she died, she would like, if she was stuck in a mudslide, she'd either drown or like suffocate. I don't know what the fuck that means. If anyone knows, like, comment, because I want to talk about how like we see her only with like her short hair and like her like, I guess, yeah, only with like various bobs in the scene, and also when she was as Miss Casey, and I guess it's like really different from what we see in Gemma in the flashbacks, because she has long hair in like every single flashback scene, and I feel like it might be a reach, but I guess I felt like it showed how like Lumen is controlling her like there. But have they even been refining anything? Like, yeah, do you guys hear that? Like I feel like you might be able to, but it's the same guy that was humming in the episode like 3, 4. I think it was. I want to say it was 3. The same guy who was humming in the episode 3 with the same materials from O&D. So he's fucking guy. He pissed me off so bad. I actually can't do this anymore. Like like every time he was on screen, I wanted to kill myself. I don't know what they could possibly be refining, because like no, they have to be refining something, because the scary numbers like are a thing that have like meaning. Like why would the numbers be scary otherwise? I don't understand. Maybe they're like, I don't know. Maybe they're refining like Gemma's, Annie's memories rather than like their own, which is what I like previously thought. Or like maybe like Lumen is also testing out something where they it's kind of like the pregnant lady, where they just refine like, oh sorry, they just sever people for like everyday things like dentist office and stuff, and so they don't have to experience them. But I don't understand why they would have to have Gemma like on the testing floor for this. And also I think it's kind of implied that she's the only person on the testing floor, and that all of the supplies that O&D have been making have just been going to her, which actually no, we can talk more about that later. But yeah, like what's the purpose of the test? Like the entire testing floor seems to only have one test subject and like two other like surveillance people, which like how, I feel like it can't just be like they're severing people for like everyday tasks, because that's way too mundane for them to have an entire operation dedicated to this. So I guess we can think more about that as we watch this episode. I felt so bad for Devin. Like I think their interactions are actually so real. Like the way that she is kind of like joking around with him, but also like really serious. Like I feel like it's so like, it's such an accurate portrayal of like a sibling relationship, and like I feel like Severance has done that so good, just like with Mark and Devin throughout the whole series. But like this episode is like, it was extra sad. And okay, the cinematography, I know everyone has been talking about it, but it is literally so good. It is literally perfect, and oh my god, like look at him, he's so cute. But yeah, no, this episode was beautifully shot. It was like unlike every other Severance episode, and I think that was perfect. I think this episode was like seriously, like I think it's so incredible. Oh, and remember when he said that like in that one flashback episode, in episode 7, he was like, my wife always sneezed twice. She was like allergic to almonds. Like, you guys see that? Like she just sneezed twice. Like, oh my god, I actually can't do this right now. Like, and the way that these shots are also lit like so warmly and like so vibrantly, like in contrast to the other like classic, you know, blue Lumen shots, like incredible. I think the contrast is so good, and the fact that Gemma likes plants, and then we see them like throughout, because I think we see plants in the Miss Casey wellness section, wellness room, and then we see plants so much throughout their entire like married life, like their house. It's so like lively, and it's like full of like light and like happiness. And then obviously like with like the setting of the show in like a perpetual winter time, like we've literally never seen this much green before. We've never seen this much like life before, and like the fact that like they want us to associate Gemma like with plants like like directly is like Gemma literally breathed life into the world. Like she was literally the light of his life. Like I like don't even like I don't even and it's just so sad when you see how literally like every like his entire world like dies. Like everything dies when she dies. And that is literally like like what do you mean? Like you're telling me Severance invented like the best love century in like modern day the best love story in like modern day television. Like I didn't even come here for this. Like I came here for my like spooky thriller sci-fi show, but this has like what do you mean? Like that's I think it's so visually interesting and it's so beautiful. Like I can't. And I think the fact that like I was like relishing in these like flashback scenes so much. As soon as you're just kind of like, oh my god, like that's so nice. Like they're so happy. Like you feel safe after being subjected to the Gemma torture scenes for so long. And then it sends you into the montage where everything is just moving so quickly and you're like, oh my god, no, like slow it down, like stop, like no. Because I feel like this is when I start to feel like a sense of impending doom and I was like, oh god, like no, like the time is gonna pass too quickly and we can't just like stay. Like I wanted to stay in the past. I wanted to stay there, but the scene physically doesn't allow you to. And it goes so quickly and I just think, oh, like that is heartbreaking. Like like they were so happy and you're no. Oh my god. One thing I think about was like, oh, like this is all gonna be gone. This is all none of this is like this is the calm before the storm and their entire like nice lovely house is gonna get like run over by a truck. Like that's how I felt. Okay, well while we're here we should talk about this scene and how they all interact. Like look, you guys do you guys see how like happy they all are together? Like this is such a stark contrast from every other scene we've seen with Devin and Rickon also, because where Mark is just like pissed off, he doesn't talk at all, but like in here they're all laughing, smiling, like the plants are outside, the sun is out, it's beautiful. And it's so sad because you can see how like Gemma and Rickon interact also, and it's kind of like they were truly like a powerful like quad, like they all liked each other together. And no, it's like damn, like Gemma was actually so loved. Can't, like this scene is so beautiful because I feel like oh, like you even get to see the connection that Devin and Gemma had, like this entire wordless conversation. Like that's so beautiful, that's so sweet. Mark is also really hot in this scene, but we already said that. They're both so fun. Like look at Gemma with her updo. That's a perfect outfit. Dude, who is that man? Computer enhanced the fuck, because I'm like pretty sure, I just want you guys to like look at this. Like I'm so sure that this is like the weird guy from Underground, and I actually can't be sure because that guy has like such like a, I feel like he has such a generic face. I'm so sorry to the actor. I almost thought this was Ben Stiller at first, which is why I paused, because like the silhouette kind of looks like Ben Stiller, I guess, and I don't really know what Ben Stiller looks like, so don't come at me. But no, I'm quite sure that this is the guy who's underground working on the thing, which makes it so much weirder. Like you're telling me this guy gets to like interact with the general public. I didn't locked away, dead and gone forever. Like I actually no, like ew. And the fact that like Lumen is so pervasive and like just like the everything, like as you find like this is a Lumen fertility clinic. First of all, I would never trust, like absolutely not, like Lumen should not be led near any children ever. But also like that's incredibly sinister. And like what is the correlation between this man working at the fertility clinic and also like in the fucking Gemma, like the Gemma testing floor? Like so like what does that even, like what does it all mean? Like what is he trying to do? Like what's the master plan here? And the way like Mark kind of like brushes off like when he's asked like, oh, like did you guys ever have kids? And he's like, we tried. Like we tried, just we tried. And it's this entire like, no, like they were supposed to have a family too. Like what do you mean? Like that's I actually okay, wait, no, because those are the cards, like that's the same card that we just saw Dylan in the thing. I love that this question finally got answered because I've been thinking about this one for a while. Women has just been like poaching people from like their like fronts as like clinics, like their actual like clinics, like ooh, that like that's fucked up. A little foreshadowing trend. No, well it is literally just foreshadowing, but it made me feel really ill. Like so I guess O&D is kind of working on just like all the materials that like Lumen would ever need for just any of their like shady fucking operations. And, like they make the dentist tools to like the cards and stuff. Like they make everything. They probably just work at like they probably just make all the things that are like used in like the Lumen like shell fronts or whatever, like their clinics and stuff. Which I guess that's okay. That one's like pretty easy to understand. Like okay, we know what O&D is doing, but like still, like I still don't get what the fuck they're refining in MDR. Like what's with the attitude, Mark?
Why are you being an asshole?
Yeah, like. Like, I guess we kind of see their, like, relationship start to, like, fragment a little in this part. Whoa. Like, you want to talk to her like that if you knew she was going to be dead in 2 episodes. Like, you don't understand. You didn't know what you had. You didn't know what you had until it was gone, Mark. So, like, the flowers on, like, the kitchen stand turning into, like, these black ones. Like, very sinister. Like, the use of plant symbolism throughout this episode. Gorgeous. And I was like, yeah, finishing Cold Harbor is going to be, like, a way to bring Gemma back. Like, I don't know if I want Mark to finish Cold Harbor anymore. No, because they said Gemma would be free after Cold Harbor. But in what way? Like, I just don't see anything good coming out of that. And you'll have to say goodbye to her. Like, where's she going? Like for Kier still, like they killed her in a car accident and they got a dead body to replace her. Like they cannot just be planning to bring her back. I think it's so interesting how she has like, she's still like very much herself in all of these like severed versions of herself. I don't think she has her memories because she never brings up like wanting to go home or anything. She's disdain for like this entire operation and pretty much like all the characters that we get to see. Mostly because they're just torturing her over and over again. But I like how like kind of maybe in a sense how her rebellious spirit is maintained. So, ew, I don't like how he's acting like her husband. The fact that her like innie selves, which are also just like her, are just getting tortured every single day, like to no end. Why are they getting tortured? Like it doesn't have to be torture. what's the point? Like, you guys are just fucking evil. This scene PM was so bad. Oh, I need him to get out. I don't care. He's actually like, he is my, like, he's been on screen for 2 seconds. He's my least favorite character in this whole fucking thing. I need him gone. Like, there's so much pain.
I want to go home.
No. I feel like you can tell he's pissed off that she's not happy to be here. Like, get over your fucking self, dude.
Your husband remarried that.
Shut up. He needs to be taken off this fucking project. I swear to God. Like, Lumen does not know what any other fucking employees are doing. Like, what is going on in this company? Shut up. I screamed when he said that. Like, almost kind of believes him in a way, and that's the worst part because no, Gemma, you understand. Like, your husband just got basement brain surgery after falling into a depressive spiral for 2 years. For you, like, no. Like, this episode made me feel so much anger towards every character that works at Lumen for Lumen. Like, they're all irreprehensibly evil for what they're doing to my girl, like my dead wife in the basement.
He dies at the end.
I fuck with her. Yes, stand up. Yeah, no, I could sense that it was gonna be the dead Gemma scene. Like, I just know he regrets telling her that she can, like, just to go. Because she literally asks him, like, do you want me to stay? And he's like, no. He says, I love you, and he doesn't respond to it. Like, I know he played this moment back in his head, like, for months, years on end. Like,
Where's Casey?
like, what's wrong with you, milkshake? I thought he was getting better. Like, I really thought, like, that he had, like, some sort of good left in him. But after watching that entire horrifying episode, no, I have no sympathy for him. Like, he had his opportunity. No. And the fact that Gemma doesn't even know that she can't get, like, she's not even gonna know that she made it out because she's not even gonna have the memory. Like, that is, like, what? No, this was so heart-wrenching. The fact that Miss Casey is, like, I feel like she was so hopeful. She was so hopeful, and you can see that when she's, like, walking over.
Mr. Milchick, I'm so sorry. What's happening?
No, like, my poor baby. And the fact that you can tell that they called him immediately to run over. I bet he was, like, at home. Like, I don't know what time it is. He's still wearing his leather jacket. And he's, like, pantsing. Like, seriously? You would work extra time overtime for the company that hates you? So you could just put Gemma back underground? What's wrong with you? Like, what's wrong with you? Why? And the fact that she fights it again, just like last time. The fact that, like, she knows, like, whatever fucking, like, is going down the testing floor is, like, bad. Like, she knows that she's not gonna come back. It's so sad. Like, why would you do this? No, like, she's so polite, and I know she was gonna ask about, like, where's MDR or something like that, like, maybe love does transcend severance. Like, even if Mark S wasn't in love with Miss Casey because they kind of, like, stripped her of, like, all of her personality and stuff, like, ooh, you know what? No, maybe no. I feel like, on that note, like, have they programmed Miss Casey to be, like, a more compliant version of Gemma? Because that's what I really get from this character. Like, Miss Casey is so much more polite than, like, the other forms of Gemma, like the letter writing Gemma that we saw, who still has, like, that rebellious streak despite her severance. Like, yeah, I think they're definitely trying to, maybe what MDR is trying to do is, like, balance the tempers of the different Annies that are doing different tasks, so they'll be, like, perfect for their jobs and we'll just live in a, like, optimized robot society. That's my theory. I figured it out, guys. But the fact that she still falls, like, not really falls in love, but the fact that she still has, like, that affinity towards MDR and, like, Mark specifically, like, maybe love does transcend severance. Like, maybe it still does. The thesis of the show is still proven correct regardless. I can't. No. This was such a hard watch. Because we all knew it was coming. I can't. Like, just imagine his thoughts right now. Like, you can tell it too, like, with how Adam Scott's acts it. I think it's so good. Like, so nothing is said, but you can tell, like, the moment that he, like, starts to realize. And I like how it's in slow-mo too, just like, oh, like, no, like, this is the exact moment that we get to see Mark Scott's entire life fall apart. Thanks, guys. Like, I feel like this scene is, like, she's shown so little emotion this entire time she's been on the floor. Like, because she's probably become, like, desensitized to it all to, like, protect herself, but, like, we see her finally break down. That is so heartbreaking. Like, we need to fucking get her out. We need to get her out by the end of the season. And the fact that it was Gemma. That was the whole thing. Stop. Like, what do you mean? I can't, like, no. Like, there is no future for Mark Helly, and I know Severance isn't about love triangles, but, like, this really just, like, yeah, I'm sorry, even if he gets, like, it's gonna be a fucking mess in his head after the reintegration fully kicks in, he remembers Helly, like, the love is gonna feel the same to him, even though, like, they're really not. And that is so terrible. Like, he's gonna have to live with that for the rest of his life, and that is just so terrifying. Like, that's terrible. And Helly is definitely not gonna, like, there's no way Helly's getting a happy ending at all, like, in the show. And that is also heart-wrenching. Like, I just want everyone to be happy. That's obviously not what's gonna happen, but, no, I can't. Like, I bet they're gonna put Gemma on, like, maximum security after this or whatever, like, they left this episode on such a low note. Like, everything fucking sucks. We should all kill ourselves. In one of the shots, you can see Gemma's, like, crochet blanket on the couch. And I said in a previous video, I was like, oh, I bet this, like, when he was doing the what's it called? Like, the retina image thing or whatever. Yeah, like he used that blanket. Like, it is so odd. Like, in a show about relationships, it is incredible how they managed to create like one of the most compelling ones in like 2 seconds. When all we've seen is the before, like the aftermath. We get like 10 minutes of the during, and it's raps. It's raps. Like, this is like, I just want a reunion. I want a reunion where both of them are alive and they remember each other. Like, is that so much to ask for? And I just like the fact that Regabi left. Why did Regabi leave? Like, you're telling Marcus has to heal from basement brain surgery alone now. Like, please tell me she was just messing around. Like, Miss Cobell could come back and run the basement brain surgery, but I just know that would make me so worried for her, like his well-being. I don't. That would give me a lot of anxiety. So I hope that doesn't happen. This episode was heartbreaking. I think we all agree on that. I had no theories. Just pain.